Hola, this is Soraya. Last time on my fabulous cooking show. And today we have Soraya's Zango de Camarones. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, shrimp, low-fat, and absolutely delicious. Bon appetito. Aprovecha. I love this dress. I'm just going to show it off just a little bit. I feel pretty, I feel witty, I feel pretty and witty and gay and no pity that a fabulous Bobby shouldn't be here for me to cook him dinner in this way. Fa la 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 la. I'm cooking gluten-free and it's sugar-free and it's healthy Latin cooking that I'm doing. And my name is Soraya and I'm known for all this fabulousness. Fa la 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 la. Oh, I love doing my little songs, but I love to cook for you, baby. I love to cook for you, baby. Honey, and now for part 2 of my recipe of Zango de Camarones. Let's start the show.
Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's kitchen. When you're feeling blue, you don't know what to do. Carrying such a heavy load, honey, feels like you're all alone. You need a new recipe, well, I'm the one to see. Friday rolls along, you wanna hear my song, so welcome to my show. Oh, welcome to Soraya's kitchen. My show is so hot, honey. The fish, the meat. Ah.
So this is where I really like mixing the peanut butter with this, because then now when I put the plátanos in, it's really gonna just really come together. It's not gonna be like some parts have more peanut butter than others. The other way I would add the peanut butter to the plátano once the plátanos in here, and let's see. Okay. So this is where I go back to my cooking oil. These are like colors, spray paint. We're adding a layer, spray paint color of coconut flavor, right? So coconut oil. And then the butter, because it's shrimp, I always like a little buttery. Now the only thing is, since we added the peanut butter to the liquid, now the liquid is kind of thick, which will cause it to burn quicker. So you gotta be very careful with that. So I just lowered it, right? We have the plantain. Papi food processor did a beautiful job as always, like a good man should. Do the job right first time around. Men and women, we all do good jobs first time around. So we're just gonna give the cameraman a better angle so we can get a good shot. Soraya doing her thing with Papi Plátano and Papi food processor. Papi food processor, such a good guy. Yeah. I'm greedy. I want every bit of that plátano. Now, the remaining time on this dish is going to go pretty quickly because the plantain is going to cook very fast with the liquid. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to mix the liquid with the plantain. We're not going to put the shrimp in yet because the shrimp is cooked, not almost, it's cooked. But we want to get the plantain like 3/4 cooked in. Now we're going to lower the heat a little bit. Because what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put more cooking spray, additional cooking spray. And I'm just going to let that brown or cook a little bit. And again, we're taking both. I'm going to turn the fan on, I'm going to have to speak a little louder. So we're adding cooking spray. We don't want it to stick. We want it to cook. We're going to cover her as well. We're adding the 2 flavors of the cooking spray. We're not adding the more cooking spray. It's basically the butter and the coconut. I'm going to put the timer on for 4 minutes. And then we're going to come back. We're going to place the shrimp in that puree of plantain. And then what I've done with the Zango Camaron is I make a cut in half and I turn over each half. So it ends up almost being like a pancake. So why don't you take a look? It's starting to get thick. That means thick meaning that the plantain is starting to cook. We are medium heat, medium high about. And I think now at this time, we're probably going to need like 5 minutes more. So let me just stir it some more. I'm actually going to get a different utensil. That's a plastic spatula. This is wooden. This will really let me go in there. Okay? So what we're going to do now, this is going to be really cool, is to add the shrimp on top. There's also liquid there too, which is really cool. Now we're going to mix it again. I'm going to lower it because what's happening is that the plantain is cooking up like in sections, in chunks, which is okay, but I want the shrimp to blend in. And I want to fold the shrimp into the Zango Camarones. I don't want the shrimp like, you know, not being part of the masa. There you go. That's what I want. But you have to be careful because you don't want to overcook shrimp. That's like so lucky. And plus the tomatoes, you don't want to overcook the tomatoes so that it's like soft and squishy. And they're kind of getting soft, so we gotta watch it. So how do we watch it, right? We watch it by, I like making a mound. This is now at a perfect consistency that I like. I like it being a little firm. I like making it almost like a cake, like a pie, like a mound, like that. Then what you do is you pat it down to fold in the shrimp. Okay, I'm putting it now to medium high. And this is again cooking spray time. This is where, what I want to do here is get this to brown. So I like coating it with some oil, and then I'm going to flip it like a pancake, basically. So I'm going to cover that. It's on medium, 3 minutes. So I will turn on my little lights here. Let me turn one on. The batteries are low, so it's not going to be very bright. But those are called task lights, and I love them. And I am tasking. The task that I'm doing right now, Soraya in this fierce blue express dress, in her fierce blue and green, apple green kitchen, is washing the dishes, honey. And I do not wear aprons to my cooking show. No way! I lost 8 pounds, and you think I'm gonna hide my figure, my beautiful woman figure, behind an apron? When this is gonna be seen on national TV, Food Network has all eyes on Soraya's legs and booty at the same time. Do you think I'm going to cover what I worked 26 years, well, 2 years to take off the weight and 24 years to maintain this weight loss of 80 pounds? You think I'm going to hide that behind the apron? Never. Never. But I do not want to get this beautiful dress stained. This $14.49 dress. Honey, I think I should call my kitchen the ghetto kitchen. Not because it looks ghetto, because my budget is ghetto. I am not going to spend $10,000 when you laminate. The guy was like, I asked him, cameraman, I was like, Uncle, what are you going to do with the doors of the cabinets? Oh, throw them away. Throw them away? They're perfectly fine. You know, maybe because as I've gotten older, and cameraman have talked to me about this, like, I believe in recycling. Like, the wood is totally, perfectly fine. And then I believe in energy. And it's like, these cabinets have seen this cookie show from its, you know, conception. And they're perfectly fine. They're perfectly fine. Like, why would you throw them away? Like, so when he told me that, I was like, you know what? I'll save $9,000. Let me research about laminating these cabinets, not laminating, painting with a laminate. Let me find out what I could do. And the guys at the Casla paint store in Jackson Heights on 37th Avenue and 90th Street, I think it is, 91. Fabulous guys. They were so helpful to Janito, because Janito went to get the paint, because I don't know if I go there, they might want my autograph or want to ask me out on a date or something. Okay, we gotta go back. Okay. But yeah, ghetto kitchen onion. Ghetto because I like saving money. I didn't know this. Just talking about that mess. This is what I like to do. I like to split it in half. And cooking oil, we're almost on the right time. But there's no competition with the clock in me. Cooking spray is my friend. You can break it in quarters if it makes it easier to flip. Right? Let's see if we can get this angle. Okay. That's what I like to do with the Zango camarones. Some people like to work that a little differently, and that's really okay. Watch the backwards flip. Watch. Bing. See? It's a little brown. Watch it when you're cooking it. You know, whatever. As dark as you want it is your preference. Oh, that's nice. With rice, this is amazing. There you go. Oh, you see? That's the way I like my Zango camarones. Firm like that. Typically, the Zango camarones, cameraman, you can take a look. You got this. Typically, it's very soupy. And I don't know, something about a plantain soupiness. I guess because I'm Puerto Rican, I was brought up with plantain being a firmer way of eating it as opposed to a soupy way. I don't know. That's just my preference. The way I grew up eating plantain. That's the way I like it. Now, cameraman, you can come a little closer. See how we have the oil that's bubbling? That's perfect. That's perfect. Perfect. We got them in quarters. They'll cook firm. This can serve 4 people, but it's probably going to serve 2. Hey, cameraman. Right? So, we covered it. I know I must be greasy as all hell, but that's okay, because this is ghetto kitchen means that there's no perfection here, honey. We're doing everything on a cute little budget. The dress on a budget. These I was wrong with. I didn't have to pay anything for them. Ghetto kitchen, honey. Ghetto diva. Ghetto chef. Okay, no. I'm classy. I'm a classy diva. And you could be ghetto and still be classy, okay? This is, what do they call that? Bling bling, super fab, whatever. Bling bling, put that money in my account. I'm going crazy. 4 minutes. Yeah, the Zango camarones came out really good. Take a look. So, cameraman, you just take your time focusing on all of that. But that's how we have it. They're in 4 sections, almost like a pie. And I'm going to grab a little piece. I have my Batman plate. I should actually, I love Batman, but Marilyn Monroe is on the way. So, I'm going to put a slab of this on the plate. Look at that. See, that's the way I don't know, I like it like that. I tried it the other way and it was okay. And we have fresh cilantro. And you know, I like sometimes taking and I don't want to cut it with a knife, just cut it with my hands. So you feel the cilantro. And I'm going to eat it with my hands, don't you see? So, I'm going to get a fork. I just took up my Invisalign, you didn't even know it, that's good. I used to taste. Oh my god. Come closer. And today we have Soraya Sobriedad's Zango de Camarones. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, shrimp, low-fat, and absolutely delicious. Bon appetito. Aprovecha. Bon appetito. Aprovecha. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want the cameraman to taste. It's so good. Oh. The plantain taste. The plantain, the shrimp, the peanut butter, the ginger, the onions, the garlic, the cilantro of the recao. Absolutely delicious. Typically this dish is served with white rice. You can use barley, brown rice, or white rice. Today, the way this texture is, white rice would be nice. It really would be, just a little bit. So delicious, so delicious. So make this at home, really easy recipe. I'm going to post this up soon on YouTube. And you'll see it on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, cable TV. You'll see it on Queens Public Access TV. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I've got like 3,000 followers, I think, on Instagram. It's picking up, and picking up, and picking up. And Food Network just favorited one of my images today. So I want to thank you so much for coming to my show. I want to thank you for the support of the cooking show and all of that, and supporting a transgender, sexual chef, Latina, trying to cook healthy, gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, right? Keeping the love in the kitchen, honey, right? Keep the love in the kitchen and keep the passion in the kitchen. So try my Zango de Camarones dish really soon, and we'll see each other again on Soraya Sobada's Fierce Cooking Show. Bye! Hi, my name is Soraya Sobada, and I want to welcome you to a special segment of Soraya Sobada's Fierce Cooking Show. We're here in Councilman Daniel Drum's office, and I'm so glad I have this opportunity. I'm a Jackson Heights resident, and Councilman Daniel Drum has been amazing in the work that he's doing in the community, and I've been wanting for some years now to sit down with the councilman and discuss current events, current political topics that are reflecting the Jackson Heights community and the New York City community as a whole. So I'd like to present Daniel Drum.
Well, thank you, Soraya. It's really great to be here with you. And I don't know, you seem really hot today. You're cooking. Believe me, you're cooking.
I try to cook all the time,
whether
I'm by the stove or not.
You're doing great. You're doing beautiful.
Thank you for the compliment.
So thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that you're here.
Thank you.
I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the Muni IDs.
Yes.
So you want me to tell you a little bit about that?
Please tell us all about it. It's a very important topic, and please.
Sure, it's one of my proudest accomplishments, and I wear it here on my lapel, actually.
Excellent.
And municipal identification is for everybody in New York City. It's for anybody who lives here. It's for undocumented folks. It's for transgendered folks. It's for homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the formerly incarcerated. It's for longtime residents or even people who already have documentation or a driver's license. This is for everybody in New York City. I have called it the must-have accessory of 2015. And we wrote the legislation for this identification because we knew that there were folks who couldn't get identification. And we wanted them to feel as much a part of New York City as everybody else. There are people who are undocumented, for example, who, when they go to their child's school, can't get into the building because they didn't have a photo ID to pick up their child from school. Everybody today in the world needs identification. You can't go downtown Manhattan and get into a building in downtown without some type of photo ID.
Mm-hmm.
For our transgender folks, it's really important for them that they be able to choose whatever sex they want on their card, or no sex at all, no identifier at all. So for all those reasons, that's why we wrote the legislation. And on top of it, there are all these benefits that are attached to it. So, for example, if you go to one of these sites, and there are 3 sites in Queens, there are 17 citywide, and you bring the papers that you need to prove, 1, who you are as a person, and 2, your place of residence, and you can find out what papers they'll accept for that by going to 311 or idnyc.gov, and you bring those down. They'll take your picture and they'll get you set up with an identification card. But on top of that are these benefits. The card is free and the benefits are free. So you will get membership to 33 cultural institutions around the city. If you want to take your family to the Bronx Zoo, for example, and you have your Muni ID and you get your membership in the Bronx Zoo, you can take your family there for free. You want to go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, you can do that. Queens Botanical Gardens, 33 different cultural institutions around the city. And then on top of that, it can be used as a library card for any one of the libraries in New York City as well. But on top of that, you get a 20% discount in those cultural institutions as well, in the gift shops. And then on top of that, you get discounts for Broadway and theaters and all different types of shows. And on top of that, you can get a prescription discount as well. So, you know, if you didn't have the reason just to want to go out there and get the ID for the ID, we have the hook-ins, which are all these benefits that come with the card. So it's really a card for all New York.
Yeah, that's excellent. I mean, I've heard about the perks with the card besides having the ID, the Bronx Zoo, like you mentioned, the museum. But I really love everything else that's attached to it. And the reason why I love it, because I think for what it does for undocumented immigrants, let's say, finally have a form of ID, it gives them an incentive to go to the Bronx Zoo, to just venture out, like in their communities and in the 5 boroughs, and take advantage of what's out there. And I just think that's an excellent thing. It's also, it kind of brings a big community out of the shadows, right?
So for my undocumented community here in Jackson Heights, the area that I represent, it's huge.
Yeah.
Oftentimes on any given Saturday night, you'll see people being stopped or harassed by the police.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have identification, the next thing that will happen, like if you get caught urinating or with a small amount of marijuana or something like that, is that they'll take you to the police station. If you have identification, they usually just write you a summons and say, here's your ticket, pay your fine, or show up in court to fight it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But for undocumented folks, if you don't have that identification, you have to go to the precinct. And usually at the precinct, that then means an arrest. And if you're arrested, that then means a trip to Rikers, or at least to one of the courthouses. And then from there, the possibility of deportation exists. Now, we've also written some legislation to try to prevent some of those deportations, but it's a very terrifying thing. And for the undocumented folks who already have a mistrust of the police department and sometimes of government in general,
Yes.
Not having some type of official identification is very troublesome to them.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, creating the ID card was also a way to begin to build trust between the undocumented community and the police, because the police must accept this identification card as proof of who they are. So in other words, if they get stopped and they show the police officer the card, that is proof positive that they are a New York City resident and they have a right to be where they're at.
That's wonderful. That, to me, will alleviate so much pressure for that community, for the undocumented community. I mean, I know if it were me, I was telling your staff, I recently lost my license, and I had no picture ID. I had no picture ID for these 2 weeks waiting for my new, and I felt horrible. It's like, how about if I get stopped? I have nothing to show.
You feel naked without it.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, you need ID. So I think it's just wonderful for people, whether you're documented or not. I could use that as another form of backup ID just in case.
When we signed the bill into law, a woman testified at the signing with the mayor. The mayor was there, and all of the big shots from around the city were there. I was fortunate to be there as well. And the woman got up and she testified that she couldn't pick up her child from the hospital who was sick because she didn't have identification. And she started to cry. And so for our immigrant community, this is a huge thing.
Thanks a lot.
And they're very grateful to me. When I go into the different immigrant organizations,
they're gonna go like this to you.
They treat me like a rock star, and I'm like amazed by it.
Yeah,
so,
no, I mean, it's I think the timeliness of our interview to discuss this, because I know for me I was already moved by this, by having and I'm born here, so like, but for the because I have a lot of friends who are undocumented, and I hear their struggles and what they go through, and they work every day, and they bring that paycheck home, or they're really hard working. We're all hard working in that community as well, and to not have a form of ID and kind of living in the shadows and all of that secrecy, and God knows I know about secrets. It's not a fun way. It's not a good way to live. You're contributing to society. You're working, and we're building this community, right? We're all building it together. And to not have ID and to feel like unsafe.
And talk about bringing them out of the shadows.
Yeah.
As of today, I believe there are close to 100,000 people who have signed up for an appointment to get this card. So that's only in 2 weeks. Can you imagine? So that's how many people really want this card. And the appointments, unfortunately, it takes you almost up until the end of April, beginning of May, or even further to get the appointment. So one of my objectives now is to be able to get more appointments and more authenticators to pay people to actually look at the documents so that we can speed.
Oh my goodness, honey, how I love Daniel Drum. Yes, this is Soraya Serbada. Here I am talking with the councilman, finally having this fabulous interview with him. Oh yes, darling, this episode is filled of Zango de Camarones, politics, and childhood memories. Here we go. This is my family. That was my sister. This is me when I was a little person. There I am with the gold t-shirt, honey, living the other life that I lived before I became fabulous. At my little brother's birthday party, you'll see my mom. I miss my mother. There she is. Yes, yes, you'll see her with the green and white. There she is moving towards the camera. Oh, Mom, I miss you so much. And my grandmother and my cousin and my great aunt, who both of them are no longer here. Oh, I miss them so much. And there we have myself there at the barbecue grill, grilling. Yes, in my other life. My crazy cousin always getting in the way. But there I am at the grill with the food, honey. Could never miss out on the food, darling. Where there was food, I was there, honey. And if I was there, there was food. Oh, my God. Oh, my little cousin, I miss. All that meat. I don't miss that meat. Yes, I do, honey. I miss that meat. I'm looking for new meat now. Are you interested? Here I come. Look at me with that full face by the grill. Oh, I wish my hair was that long naturally. And there's my grandmother, darling. I miss her so much. She told me when I had a boyfriend to come visit, and she'd make arroz con gandules and fried chicken. She was such a great cook. Mama, I miss you. And my crazy cousin Michael. I hated him because he had a tight little butt. I didn't. My grandfather. Oh, and there goes a friend of mine and her mom. Oh, I miss her so much. There I am with her. Oh, I miss her so much. I can't mention her name for anonymity purposes. There I am guzzling down on a Diet Dr. Pepper. A family gathering. There's my sister. There's my mother. She has her back with the plaid to us. Oh, I miss my mommy. Oh my God, other relatives. Whatever. Yes, there I am. There I am. There's my dad, always looking so dapper. There I am again. There's my sister, oh my younger sister. I love her. I adore her. There she is. She's so cute. Look at her. Look at me. Oh my God. When I was in the other life, like living as a boy. Whatever. We don't know. We don't know what I'm living as now. I'm living as a diva, honey. That's what I'm living as. There's my mom. There's my mom. There's my mom. Honey, she had to hurry up and serve Jimmy. Hurry up and serve him. Hurry up and serve him. He starts growling and barking, but he doesn't get his food, very much like me. Oh, he was so dap. Oh, Dad, I miss you. Papi, I miss you. Comete esa comida tan rica, ¿ah? Con ese MSG. Ay, sí, como a ti te gustaba la comida. Una altera te metiste tú. You just wouldn't stop eating, honey. Unfortunately, he got sick with diabetes, and triple bypass surgeries. There's my sister, Marianne. There's me, my back to you. Oh, I don't mean to have my back to you, but who knew? Who knew I'd be recording cooking shows? And there's my sister again, Marianne. And there's me trying to flex a muscle. I was always trying to be all machito when I was younger. And then I found out I'm really not machito at all. Bye.